Welcome back to Cars Review. If you thought Ford was done shaking up the truck world, wait until you see this. The 2027 Ford Ranger Raptor is here, and reports suggest it's about to redefine what a mid-size off-road truck can do. This isn't just another update, it's Ford performance throwing everything they've got at a segment they already dominate. Let's start with what's reportedly under the hood. According to several automotive outlets, the 2027 Ranger Raptor is expected to carry a twin-turbocharged 3.0-liter V6, with some reports pointing to output in the range of 400 horsepower and around 480 pound-feet of torque. If those figures hold up, that would keep the Raptor firmly ahead of most rivals in its class. Power is reportedly expected to run through a 10-speed automatic transmission, paired with locking differentials for serious off-road capability. Now, the suspension. This is where the Raptor has always made its name. Multiple sources report the 2027 model continues with Folk's 2.5-inch internal bypass shocks featuring live valve technology, with piggyback reservoirs on the rear units. The front end reportedly uses a short and long arm independent suspension setup with forged aluminum A-arms, while the rear is said to swap the standard Ranger's leaf springs for a Watts link configuration. According to some reports, the track width could grow to around 67 inches front and rear several inches wider than the standard Ranger, which would explain the more aggressive, flared-out stance. Ground clearance is reportedly expected to land around 10.7 inches, giving it serious breakover capability on rough terrain. And if these numbers are accurate, the overall body width could stretch close to 80 inches, making this one wide, planted-looking truck. So why does this matter? Because the Ranger Raptor has never just been a trim level. It's reportedly built on a philosophy where the chassis, suspension, and drivetrain are treated as a completely different truck underneath, sharing only the cab, bed, and wheelbase with a standard Ranger. That's a serious engineering commitment for a mid-size pickup. As for pricing, some estimates suggest the Raptor trim could push above the mid-$50,000 range, though Ford has not confirmed official numbers at this time. Let's get into the design, because the 2027 Ranger Raptor is reportedly leaning into a more aggressive look than ever before. According to several outlets, the front fascia is expected to feature a redesigned grille with bold Ford lettering across it, flanked by sharper LED headlights designed to give the truck a more focused, intimidating face. The hood is reportedly getting additional sculpting along with functional vents, which would help with airflow while adding to that rugged, purpose-built appearance. Combined with the wider track and flared fenders, this truck is shaping up to look every bit as aggressive as its spec sheet suggests. Now let's move inside, because the cabin is reportedly getting a serious upgrade too. Sources point to a large central touchscreen infotainment system paired with a fully digital instrument cluster, with some reports specifying a 12-inch portrait-oriented display. The layout is said to be driver-focused, keeping controls within easy reach. Materials are reportedly upgraded across the board. Think durable fabrics, available premium leather, and metallic accents throughout the cabin. Sport seats with enhanced bolstering are also expected, which would make sense given this truck's off-road, high-speed intentions. On the technology side, reports suggest the 2027 Raptor could feature a faster, more intuitive onboard system with expanded connectivity plus over-the-air update capability. If accurate, that would let the truck receive new features and refinements without an owner ever needing to visit a dealership. A 360-degree camera system is also mentioned in some reports, which would be a useful addition for a truck this wide. Now let's talk practicality, because even a performance truck like this still needs to work. According to industry estimates, the broader 2027 Ranger lineup is expected to offer towing capacity up to around 7,500 pounds, with payload capacity reportedly reaching over 800 pounds depending on configuration. Ford is also said to be expanding trailering tech across the lineup, including Pro Trailer Backup Assist, integrated trailer brake controls, and multiple camera angles to simplify hitching. As for the Raptor's specific fuel economy, some estimates suggest it could land around 18 miles per gallon combined, which would be reasonable considering the performance this truck is reportedly delivering. So between the styling, the tech, and the capability numbers, the 2027 Ranger Raptor is positioning itself as a truck that doesn't compromise between daily usability and hardcore performance. Now let's talk about what actually separates the Ranger Raptor from the rest of the lineup. Because according to several reports, this isn't just a trim package. Sources describe the Raptor as sharing only the cab, bed, and wheelbase. With the standard Ranger, everything underneath is reportedly unique to this truck. That means a different suspension architecture, a different chassis tune, and a different overall engineering approach. Some outlets go as far as saying the Raptor should be thought of as its own model, built on the Ranger platform, rather than simply an upgraded trim. That's a big part of why enthusiasts take this truck seriously. According to Autoblog's assessment of the current generation model, which is expected to carry forward largely unchanged into the 2027 model year, the emphasis has consistently been on chassis and suspension capability over raw straight-line speed. In other words, this is reportedly a truck built to go fast over rough terrain, not just fast on pavement. So how does that stack up against the competition? The Ranger Raptor's most direct rivals are performance-oriented midsize trucks, and reports suggest Ford is positioning this model to compete closely with them on both capability and price. Some estimates place the Raptor trim above $55,000, which would put it in a similar bracket to other performance-focused mid-size pickups currently on the market. There's also some speculation worth mentioning here. According to Edmunds, there's a possibility Ford could introduce a Tremor version of the Ranger for 2027, a less extreme off-road trim that would sit between the standard Ranger and the full Raptor. If that happens, it would give buyers a middle ground option between everyday capability and the Raptor's no-compromise setup. As for where this truck is actually being built, reports indicate production is expected to continue at Ford's Michigan assembly plant for the North American market, with additional production at Ford's Silverton plant in South Africa to supply international markets including Australia, Europe, and the Middle East. It's also worth noting that Ford has reportedly confirmed no major mechanical changes for the 2027 model year, meaning this truck is expected to carry over the current generation specification rather than introduce a full redesign. So while the styling and tech may see refinements, the core engineering, the suspension, the chassis, the drivetrain is expected to remain what made the current Raptor such a standout in the first place. That carryover strategy is exactly why so many buyers are still lining up for this truck. Let's wrap this up with what we know about timing, pricing, and why this truck has generated so much buzz. According to several reports, the 2027 Ford Ranger Raptor is expected to already be available at Ford dealers across the United States, alongside markets like Canada, Australia, Europe, and the Middle East. Since Ford has reportedly confirmed no significant mechanical changes from the current generation, this model year is being treated more as a continuation than a full reveal, but that hasn't slowed down interest at all. On pricing, estimates vary depending on the source. Some reports suggest the broader Ranger lineup could start around $32,000 for base trims, with mid-level trims landing somewhere between $38,000 and $45,000. The Raptor trim itself is expected to sit well above that, with some estimates placing it above $55,000 once you factor in its unique suspension, chassis, and performance upgrades. As always, official Ford pricing should be treated as the final word once it's released. So why does this truck have everyone talking? If the reported specs hold up, the twin-turbo V6 output, the Focus live valve suspension, the widened track, and the reinforced chassis, this would represent one of the most serious commitments Ford has made to the mid-size performance truck segment. It's not just about horsepower numbers on paper. It's reportedly about a truck engineered from the ground up to handle rough terrain at speed, while still offering the tech and comfort buyers expect in a modern pickup. For off-road enthusiasts, the appeal is straightforward. A truck that's reportedly purpose-built to dominate trails and desert running, without asking owners to sacrifice everyday usability. For everyone else, it's simply one of the most aggressive-looking, most talked-about trucks in its class right now. Of course, it's worth remembering that some of these details are still based on outlet estimates and industry reporting rather than final confirmed specifications from Ford. As more official information comes out, some of these numbers could shift. But based on everything reported so far, the 2027 Ford Ranger Raptor looks set to keep its position as one of the most capable mid-size performance trucks on the market, and possibly push that lead even further. That's our full breakdown of the 2027 Ford Ranger Raptor. If you found this useful, make sure you're subscribed to Cars Review for more breakdowns like this one, and let us know in the comments what you think about this truck. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.